So as you guys are following your builds, as you're following your guides, as you're theory crafting the things that you're doing right now, specifically, these are some of the focuses that a lot of the endgame players will be putting into their weapons specifically. So you've just learned about traits. Maybe you're taking the time to learn a little bit more about traits. It's a little bit of a confusing, overwhelming topic at first, but as you start diving into traits, it becomes a lot easier to understand. If you guys are looking to learn more about traits in specifically, definitely check out this guide here. I go over this in pretty extensive detail on how it works. But more importantly, let's just talk about traits specific on a specific topic for now. In this video, I'm going to talk about weapons, and in the next video, we'll talk about armor. We'll kind of break that down, make things a little bit more simplified for people who want to do more theory crafting, or if you're following a gear specific build, helping you kind of develop a better understanding on why you choose these traits and why it matters. So let's have the conversation right now. For just the topic of weapons, let's talk about weapon traits specifically. Now, again, traits contribute to your overall power level and gear score, but more importantly, they contribute to the statistics that matter for keeping you alive, doing damage, being able to have successful hits, being able to be more impactful as a healer or a support. I myself am playing a full healer role, so these traits are going to be essential for making sure that the role you play can be done at the highest efficiency possible. So let's go ahead and let's just talk about traits and try to keep this as simple as I can. Typically, there are 4 traits that you will select from for the top tier choices abroad. These traits typically that people are going to choose, however, in their weapons are going to consist of hit chance, critical hit, and your heavy attack chance. Hit chance, the long story short, is your successful chance of being able to hit somebody. This trait specifically is really good for countering evasion and being able to have successful hits on people who are high evasive builds. So having more hit chance helps with that success of being able to deliver that damage. So crit chance is a chance to be able to hit your maximum damage that you can deal. Heavy attack is considered almost like a multiplier. So your heavy attacks have a chance to land, do an extended amount more of damage, and when you combine them with critical chance, that is your maximum efficient way of being able to deal that damage. But fun fact, all of these stats can also apply into support roles as well. So since I am playing a healer role, I can have a heavy attack proc for bonus healing and have a critical chance for extra health on heals as well. And as I mentioned again, heavy attack is a multiplier onto that damage that you can also deal. So in combination, again, you'll be able to deal your most efficient damage output possible. But the 4th trait that some may also choose as well will be HP. So max health. This is just meant for survivability. I myself as a healer have taken it on my bow simply because playing a healer, doing shot calling, staying alive is really, really crucial. You'll typically see this across potential support roles for wanting to stay alive, but more importantly, you'll also see these on tank builds as well. So if you're following a build guide and just kind of wondering why these traits are important, this is why. If you're theory crafting and wanting to go about exploring this yourself, hopefully this helps you with your idea pooling as well. But typically the top 3 that you're going to see are going to be the hit chance, critical chance, heavy attack chance, and then following that as well is going to be max health, but that'll be a little bit more situational based. Again, max health, increasing your HP pool, adding that defense to the defensive statistics you may already have tacked onto your armor. So very, very important things to considering. But some things that some people may choose over the other ones. So this will be situational based. You'll see these across people who will be giving additional buffs and bonuses to their party and things and classes of those specific roles. So buff duration will be one of them, but you typically don't see this too often. This is a very situational based, but not very common. Buff duration, obviously increasing the duration and overall statistical improvements of the buff length. So if I give you a defense increase or an attack damage output, you'll be able to benefit more off of traits like these, as well as cooldown speed reduction. So being able to get your skills back faster, being able to have them off the cooldowns faster so you can reproc and reuse them again faster. But these types of things will be a little bit more situational based. If you do see them, typically I find that you see them in combination. So my buff duration and being able to reproc certain skills and multipliers like that for my group. But I find those kind of fall into a more support specific role, but it can be applied to anybody depending on what you're doing. But once again, those common traits typically that you'll see across the board, especially for DPS, are these three that you see here. Also, if you open your inventory, you select your item, you can click the item here and be able to select the magnifying glass for the trait list for the full traits that your weapon will also have available to you. Shout out to my Twitch chat for mentioning this. This is something I've now just learned along the way as well. So this makes it a bit simpler as well. So as you guys are following your builds, as you're following your guides, as you're theory crafting the things that you're doing right now, specifically, these are some of the focuses that a lot of the endgame players will be putting into their weapons specifically. But keep in mind, these are stats and situational based stats for everyone because everyone's role is going to be different. Obviously, you have your DPS build who will benefit more off of having that hit chance, critical chance, and heavy attack chance. You'll see that more commonly across them. And then for the healers and tanks, you may see more of those max HP traits alongside potential buff duration and cooldown speeds, but typically seeing those max HP with hit chance and heavy chance, or max HP with heavy chance, crit chance. So those will typically be the more common ones you'll see across those types of builds. So again, this is what you'll see in your builds, and these are for typically the reasons as to why. Once again, if you're looking to learn more about traits, how to level them up, how to unlock them more specifically, then definitely do make sure you check out the trait guide. I'll have that link down in the description down below. It'll also be in the info cards of this video. And if you are interested in learning about how to unlock more trait stones to be able to unlock specific traits, sometimes it can get expensive. I'd be cautious about using trait unlock stones on certain things, but I talk more about that in this video over here. So definitely give that a watch if you're trying to look for more efficient ways or more routes on how you can actively grind and obtain your trait stones for these traits that you unlock. I do go over some details in my trait video on how to be able to target traits specifically on the marketplace to be able to look for some of the more efficient costs of how to spend your lucent towards the traits that you're trying to unlock. So a lot of really good valuable stuff in these videos. I do recommend checking it out if you are interested in watching those. If you guys have anything else to add, obviously please feel free to put them down in the comment section down below. Obviously, we're trying to get some information out to help people, and of course I want to make sure that you guys have as much as we can possibly provide to and continue to steer you guys hopefully in the right direction. But coming up next, we'll talk about armor and we'll go over the traits more specifically and in more detail, because I know in some of the trait videos we haven't talked about a lot of that in extensive detail. So we'll talk about that in the trait armor video, and if you're looking to see that, then definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel and check out all my throne content if you're looking to learn more about the game. But as far as that goes, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you everyone who's been joining me in the live stream. If you guys want to come check it out, I stream all the time. Links are in the description down below. Hit the like button if this was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.